Welcome again to another video. It's been a while since I made one. The last round of chemo was a little taxing, a little fatiguing, and so finally back to feeling a little bit normal. Just had my infusion, my fourth of 6 infusions yesterday. So I'm actually feeling pretty good today, so let's get this video rolling. I have some notes just to make sure that I don't lose track of what I want to say, because today I'm going to say yay for breast cancer. And you think, why would anybody cheer on breast cancer? These things I have sitting in front of me have been big my entire life. Horrible. I got passed a note one time in high school, somebody who wanted to play with these things, and I was still a little kid at the time with these damn things. And so it was right, these sorts of things will really screw your life up. And it turns out that many women who have bigger than average boobs really just hope their entire life that there's some way that they can get a reduction. And so here I am, and my reduction is going to be paid for by insurance. I likely would have gotten a reduction probably in my 60s while I still had insurance, still employed and had insurance. Because, you know, big boobs do a whole lot to your neck, to your upper back, to your shoulders, the way that you carry them, the hunch that you have your whole life just because you've got to carry these things. And so I'll finally get the size boobs that make sense for me. When it comes to breast cancer here in the United States, you have the choice of mastectomy or lumpectomy. Even if you have a small cancer only on one side, no other problems, you can still get a full double mastectomy if that's the thing you want. You can get a full reconstruction after a double mastectomy if that's what you want. You can go with aesthetic flat closure if that's what you want. Mastectomy, it turns out, is a pretty invasive surgery. You really are amputating a part of your body. And it turns out that the recovery time for mastectomy is about twice as long as the recovery time for a lumpectomy. A lumpectomy, they just go in basically and remove the tumor itself. They need to have good margins around that. And when they take it out, they will send it off to a lab, get the pathology report, and make sure that they had nice clean edges and they got everything there. If not, they may have to go in and do some more cutting to get the entire tumor out and to make sure that they've not left behind any large cancer locations. So many women are stuck in this choice between lumpectomy and mastectomy. What is it that I really want? And let me point out, I was really drawn to mastectomy. The idea of never wearing a bra again in my entire life was really a big draw. But then I thought, well, I'm only stage 2, and you can get also with your lumpectomy an oncoplastic reduction. So in the United States, you can get surgery on the other side to match these boobs up so that they'll look more or less normal when you're clothed. And so using techniques of oncoplastic reduction, it turns out that the recurrence, which is why many women want to cut their boobs off, is they want to get rid of all breast material. Number one, you can't get rid of all breast material. You can get close, but you're still going to leave a few % of breast material behind. And so a mastectomy doesn't guarantee that you won't get a recurrence. And many times your recurrence might be in your lymph nodes or on the chest wall. And so as it turns out that mastectomy is no guarantee of recurrence. There is about a 2% difference in recurrence rates for mastectomy and lumpectomy with radiation. And that is such a close margin that for me, that made the difference. If I had gone with a mastectomy and an aesthetic flat closure, I would have lost sensation across my chest. But with an oncoplastic reduction as part of the lumpectomy, what they're going to do is move the nipples. I will have perky 20-year-old women boobs. Yay! They will move the nipples up. And then they will take out a huge fraction of the boobs. They'll take me down from a triple D. So I'm a triple D, which means that I really didn't want to count up to F. Possibly a G, because most women actually wear a size smaller bra than than their boobs, just because we're in denial. And I'll go down to a C-size cup. I haven't been a C-size since I was in high school. My God, I won't have the neck pain, I won't have the upper back pain. It'll be wonderful. Yay, breast cancer. And so for me, it made sense to do the lumpectomy plus the radiation treatment. My surgeons, my plastic surgeons, are already going to make the other side a little bit smaller to account for the radiation, making the cancer side a little bit smaller after surgery. They know what they're doing. I have the #1 cancer center in the state of West Virginia, and so the plastic surgeons and the breast surgeon are right there in the operating room, and they're marking you up and talking about what they're going to do. They're actually going to do a dissection of my axillary lymph nodes just to make sure that they don't need to do anything more of that while I'm on the table while they're working on me, so that it's basically a measure twice, cut once. So when I'm done, I should be done with all my surgery. I'm assuming we don't have recurrence. And so there we are. So as I go down my list here, again, I want to make sure that I've got everything covered. As I already mentioned so many times, women with bigger boobs are just eager to have smaller boobs or no boobs at all. So I composed a poem here, a takeoff of Green Eggs and Ham from Dr. Seuss. I do not want big boobs, you see. I do not want them anymore for me. I do not want them in my house. I do not want them in my blouse. I do not want them here nor there. I do not want them anywhere. So, there we are. Let's see, the last few notes I have on here with the oncoplastic reduction, where the breast surgeon and the plastic surgeons are working in unison, you actually get the exact same sort of scar pattern. They do what's called an anchor cut. They make the areola a little bit smaller. They actually physically slide your nipples up on your boobs and mount them at a whole other location, but keeping their blood supply and all that stuff intact. They slide them up, they take out a whole bunch of boob material and close you up much, much smaller. If you have issues with a lot of fat along the sides, they will liposuction that out. Fortunately, I don't have that issue. And so there is a limit to how small they can make your boobs. You can't go down to like an A cup or something, because they have to have an appropriate blood supply for the areola and the nipple, or you'll get nipple necrosis. And so for me, the smallest I can go down to is a size C. And so, yeah, I will have the same anchor scar as if I had gone in for a regular old breast reduction. It turns out that my tumor here is located down far enough that it fits right in line with the standard breast reduction where they would normally remove the material for a reduction. So, yeah, again, I can't stress this enough. Yay for breast cancer. I finally get the boob reduction I've been wanting my entire life.